Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you guys who have never been here, welcome. My name is Gracia Alunga, and to those of you guys who just subscribed, thank you so much and welcome to the family. Thank you so much for all the support and all the sharing. It is much appreciated and goes straight to the heart. Well, today I'm going to give you guys a tutorial on how to do your eyebrows with different things using a pencil, eyeshadow, liquid liner, and all of them together. So I hope you guys will enjoy this. I know that a lot of people like the natural brows nowadays, but for me it's more of what I'm comfortable with and the mood that I'm in. The brows are the frame of the face, so I feel like whenever I do makeup I start there first to frame my face and then go on forward. Although they are not always twins, they are sisters. Your brows do not have to be twins because it's very hard to get them exactly identical, but the most important point of brows is to actually try and get them as close as possible to looking like each other. So a lot of people ask me, how do you get it done? How do you do brows? Guys, practice makes perfect. You won't get it right the first day. You need to make sure that you keep practicing. Eventually you'll get the brow that you desire to get. So I hope that this video will be helpful to you guys, and enjoy!
Make sure your brows are clean and ready. Use a spoodle brush with an angled brush, a brown pencil. Make sure it is as sharp as possible, and use an So I continue to line over and under the actual brow. Once I'm done doing that, I fill in the brows as much as possible towards the corners of the brows. I then use a spoodle brush to kind of blend in using a brushing action, blend in the pencil. Continue to blend using the spoodle brush towards the front of the brows from the end of the brows to try and blend the pencil that I had in there to give it that darker feel. I repeat the same procedure on the other brow, making sure that it's blended enough and having enough pencil. Once I'm satisfied with blending and using the spoodle brush and also adding enough pencil, I then proceed to using some concealer just to clean up the edges to make sure that it looks more clean and defined. A good concealer does the work. If you have concealer and it's closer to your shade or slightly lighter and you use it to clean up the brows, it gives you that defined and clean look. Once I've finished adding the concealer with the angled brush, I then go through with my finger and actually blend it to my eyelid. I continue doing the same thing with the concealer on top of the eyebrow. Some people prefer not to do this step and try and keep it as natural as possible or just put foundation, but I prefer to actually line the top and the bottom just to give it that clean effect. As you can see, there's quite a difference between the one with the concealer around it and the one without the concealer around it. It's more defined with the concealer and it looks neater that way. Try and neaten it as much as possible. As I said, you cannot make them look like twins, but try and make them as neat as you can. And that's it for my first set of brows using the pencil, spoodle brush, and the concealer. What do you guys think? Now let's wipe it all off and start with the second one using liquid liner. Using very light strokes, I use the liquid liner to line my brows. This is quite tricky because the liquid liner is quite thick, so you can actually get really dark lines and make it look messy if you're not careful with it. I find this to be a little harder than it is to use pencil, but if ever you want to try this, give it a shot. To fill in the brows, I will not be using coloring in motion. I'm using soft strokes to try and replicate the hair follicles that are there. So instead of coloring it in, I'm using light strokes. I'm now using the spoodle brush again. It has a bit of residue from the pencil, so I am just brushing that on and blending it as much as possible. Do this when it's not wet, but not super dry, because then you won't be able to move it much. So that's what I'm doing at this moment. Once I'm satisfied with the blending, I'm using concealer to clean it up as always. With this one, I would not advise that you use it without concealer because it will end up looking rather strange. Try and clean it up so that you don't have too many hard strokes, hard lines left on your eyebrows. Now using eyeshadow and concealer, I'll be doing my third set of brows. As I did with the previous, I am lining with a little bit of eyeshadow under the brow. I'm not using a wet brush. When you use a wet brush, you can have a darker shade of eyeshadow, so you have more defined or more pronounced eyebrows, but I want a more natural look, so I'm just using dry shadow in this case. This is a really cool technique to use if you want something quick and easy. I usually do this if I am not going out but I still need to do something natural. I use eyeshadow instead. As you guys can see, concealer is very important for making or doing the best eyebrows that you can do. So even with eyeshadow, I use concealer just to clean up wherever I feel that needs the clean definition. And that's basically it for my really natural, small, but pretty eyebrows made with eyeshadow. Hope you guys like it. Now cleaning up for my fourth and final eyebrow look with all techniques used in one. I'm actually going to be making a bit more of a dramatic eyebrow, so I'm lining the top and the bottom of my eyebrow, but except I'm leaving more space between the top of my actual eyebrow and the line that I draw above to give me a wider or bigger eyebrow. I am now filling in the eyebrows as I did with the others from the middle till the end, but not the front part of it. Now blending it. In order to make it visibly dark, I'm adding more pencil. I gradually alternate between the pencil and the spoodle brush to give me the effect that I'm looking for. So I'm going in now with the concealer to clean it up again. Now using a liquid liner just to give myself more of a fuller brow, I am filling in with light strokes as I did with the one done with liquid liner. I believe this gives it a bit of a darker edge to it and makes it look like you have more hair strands. You could always incorporate a little bit of shadow just to finish off and define the brow as I did, but I didn't film. But that's what it looks like at the end.
Ladies, thank you so much for watching. I hope that that was useful and I hope that that helped somehow. Guys, I know that it's quite hard, especially when you start off with anything. It's quite difficult, but you need to keep practicing. I think that's the only way that you get it right eventually, or get it the way that you want to get it. With what I've shown you, you can always try and make your own way of doing things. There's not only one or two or three ways of doing things, there's different ways. If any of you guys would like to know where I got this beautiful wig made, please DM me on my Instagram account and I will let you know. I've got a contact for the bundles, but also the person who makes the wigs is amazing, phenomenal. So if you would like a unit like this, please do let me know in my DMs. I'll drop you the plug. So guys, I hope that was helpful, and as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. From your beauty, cheerio.